Okay, let's roll, dudes! And I'm going 10, 30, 65 in a 45 zone.
Yo, why's my gas tank on E?
Oh, and hello, officer.
Wait, what?
I'm losing my license. I'll lose my job. And here come the court costs. Oh, man, that's the thing about pedal to the metal, dude. You speed?
You lose. Slow down. Driving is no game. A message from Virginia DMV.
Hello everyone, welcome again to Body of Christ Real Talk. 15 minutes of relevant, important topics that might be helpful for the listeners. Body of Christ Real Talk, welcome to the show. Israel, oh Israel, that's why I named my last show, Israel, oh Israel. And what I'm talking about might offend some people, or if you are Jewish, it might offend you, and at the same time, you might not care. Now, why do I say that? Because some Jews don't care about the Messiah because they don't believe Jesus is their Messiah. The majority of Israel do not believe that Jesus, the one that came the first time, is their king and Messiah because they believe he failed. He never made it through. He never fulfilled the millennium kingdom and all that because of ignorance and they don't understand. I'm not going to go through that again. I've done it on a few podcasts back. Why? And I'll let you listen to a few videos why Israel think that way. Now, let me go back to what I was saying and finishing off why I disagree with this brother of mine. This is one of my mentors. I call him a father and one of my spiritual fathers. And that don't click with me because it's almost saying, now I'm not saying he's saying this on purpose, but on purpose, I know he's not. But if you say this, you cannot say nothing bad against the Jews. Now, did he mean that literally? I don't know. I don't want to put words in his mouth. But what he said was, be careful how you treat the Jews. Not in so much in these words, we need to be careful. In other words, we need to continue to pray for the Jews. Nothing wrong with that. Or Israel. Because the Jews are blessed. And one of his reasons of believing that was talking about how gifted they are, and how smart and intelligent they are. And I heard that is so true. Do they have a special gift of thinking them? I don't know. Okay, I'm not going to debate that part, but I'm going to tell you why I somewhat disagree, but I would not debate it because I don't have enough knowledge on that to know that I don't know why they're so intelligent. It could be, I don't know, but I kind of just disagree with that because of other nations. But anyway, that was some of the reasons he was saying, proving, because they own businesses and everything. He was talking about all the things they own and a lot of the intelligence they had and how gifted they was and some of the best teachers and some of the best owners. I get that. That may be true. But one thing he was missing that I see he's missing. All those Jews he had mentioned that was being protected and favored by God is all Christians and all anti-Christ. See, now I'm not taking away their gifts and saying they don't have those gifts. I'm taking away how is God blessing them? What is God? Are you saying God is blessing them based on because they are the favored nation today, and it doesn't matter how they believe or what they believe in? That's what I disagree with. I don't think God has a special protection on Israel of today. And I'm going to tell you what, I just do not. It doesn't line up with God's plan dispensationally. And, I really disagree with this brother on that. But he's still one of my favorite teachers, but I just disagree with it. And this is old anyway. This is back I think 2000 or something. He passed away now. But I just differ on that because of the position of Israel today. I don't think they have no special favors. I don't think they have no special privileges. I don't think God gave them no special knowledge to do better than everybody else. In order for God to do that, that means they are still favored by God, correct? That would mean that God is using this Israel of today still under his plan, correct? Now remember, when God dealt with Israel, when I talked about you the last time, he dealt them as being under a covenant. Correct? That's the only time God dealt with Israel, when they was under a covenant as a nation Israel, national Israel, under grace. There's no covenant under grace. There's no national Israel. They are no different than the Gentiles. They are no favorite under the covenant. But the only way the Jew can be favored by God is only one way, individually, is by believing what Jesus done, his death, burial, resurrection, like any other Gentile today under grace. You follow what I'm saying? So for them to have to go that route, why would God still give them special knowledge today, or special favors and intellect or whatever? That means he still favors them. That would have to mean he still favors them. That's what I disagree with, because he's not. See, like I said, I'm not debating their knowledge. Now, what I can say is it's certain nations that also has great special knowledges. You got a lot of Germans with special knowledge and intellect. You got a lot, I'm not saying as many as the Jews, I don't know that. You have special Indians with a lot of special knowledge, and a lot of Asians, a lot of Japanese, which is also Asian. It's a certain group of people has a special knowledge and a special gifts, whether it's science, health, or whatever like that. You have different nations that can fit that caliber. Different nations that can fit that caliber. So I kind of disagree with that. Jews are more intelligent because they are blessed by God. You have certain nations that's more intelligent than other groups. And ethnicity, period. That's the way I see it. I could be wrong. But my point is, I don't think God is favoring Jews today. And proof of them being so intelligent and different things like that proves that, okay, when you say that, that's also saying that God is cursing Israel today, because what happened with the Holocaust and all the torture the Jews been through. You see what I'm saying? You have to say that then the same God that gave the Jews all his intellect and knowledge and everything is the same God that caused them to suffer through the Holocaust and all the suffering these Jews have been going through. Now, is God causing that? No, God is not causing it. But he allows it, just like he allows a lot of things goes on in other countries. Now, who's making these calls of torturing the Jews for whatever reason? Man, Satan is attacking the Jews. God did not call Satan to do that, but he allows it. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? He didn't say, okay, I want you to attack my people. Remember, Satan cannot do nothing without it being allowed by God. Now, Satan is attacking the Jews for another reason. He wants to stop Israel. He wants to slow them down. It's not God. See, it's not God. God did not call them to do that. God is not cursing Israel today. You see what I'm saying? That's what many churches believe. Israel go through what they go through because of their curse and their disobedience and everything else. I differ with that. That means God he's allowing only Israel to go through the suffering. But you look at a lot of suffering in nations today. Not only that, but you look at the suffering of the blacks, not only in America, but in Africa. They suffer for the longest. Are they cussed? Is it because of the curse of Ham, like some believers believe? What about the curse of other nations that go through? The poor Palestinians, the poor people here, the suffering nations and stuff all around the world. Is that God's fault? See, you have to look at this as a whole. And I think a lot of believers get confused. If they just understood Israel today, Jews today are no different than the Gentiles, because they are a Jew, give them no special privileges. Let me say this again. Because they are Jews does not mean that God has given them special privileges. That means that, okay, they are still under the covenant. That means they are still under the law. And we know that is not true. There was no law. No one is under covenant. God is not punishing no one for sin. God is not imputing transgressions against no one, according to 2 Corinthians 5:19. No Jew, no Gentile, no one. There is no national Israel today. They're just Jews that live in a certain nation. See? Okay, remember that Justin Johnson says something that's very interesting anyway. God is not focusing on that land now. Under grace. He's not worried about that land. God is not sitting on the edge worried about them fighting over this land. They've been fighting over this land for thousands of years. It's a secular political war. It's not God's war. It's a political war fighting over that land, and that makes a lot of sense. Now, the Israel in the future that's going to wind up with the land, that's a different situation. Not Israel today. Not this anti-Christ. Well, if they anti-Christ, they also anti-God. See, secular vaccine shooting nation, abortion nation like Israel is God's favorite nation today, and we owe them special privileges, even though they live like hell just like anybody else that don't even believe in Jesus, but we still supposed to give them favoritism. God never done that back in the Old Testament. He's not going to do that in the future. Why you think he going, and they was under covenants, why you think he going to do that? Why there's no covenant today? You see where I'm going with this. That's why I just disagree with this. See, you could be very dispensational in one thing, but so toe up in another thing. You understand what I'm saying? When it comes to Israel and when it comes to forgiveness. A lot of grace teachers just messed up on that. I understand. I used to be someone like that. I thought Israel had a special favor, and we all supposed to put Israel over every other nation. I used to think that. And you see all these suffering nations, as far as Africa, it's many nations suffering. Children get killed, abused, there's wars all around the world. God is a God of the world now. There's no favor today. And sometimes some Christians and politicians, mainly on the Republican side, ignore other countries that suffer. They start off helping those countries once in a while, but when it comes to Israel, what did Justin Johnson say? I think we give Israel as a nation over close to $2 billion a year. $2 billion. Not every other nation. Besides when Barack Obama's in there, who's not for Israel, he gave it to Iran. Israel is no better than Iran today. There's no favor. I'm saying they just as much as sinners as Iran. Now, I'm not saying you can charge for it, but they are. My point is, Israel can be saved, yes, but only individually, the same way a Gentile gets saved, by believing in the death, burial, resurrection of Jesus Christ. That's the only way he can get saved. I don't care about them saving up for some heifer or trying to rebuild the temple. We're under grace. That means nothing today. God is not looking at that. We're under grace. More Christians are talking about prophecy and the second coming of Christ more than participating and wait for the catching away of the church for the body of Christ. Today, you look on TV, you'll see prophecy about Israel. Prophecy about Israel. What's going on in Israel? They're talking about the Israel, the secular Israel. That Israel is not on God's eye. The body of Christ, the church, I know I keep saying that, is who is in play today. We are the new creature. We are the body of Christ today. We're not the new Israel. We're not replacement Israel. We had but nothing to do with Israel. We are the church. We are Jews and Gentiles, the whole world together. There's only one. There is no Jew and Gentiles. There is no man or woman sitting or whatever. We are the body of Christ under grace today. We are the favorite in God's eye. We are the ambassadors. We are the one to tell them about the reconciliation. We're in another program. We're not under no Israel program. And I'm going to leave you with that. You see what I'm saying now? There's no special privileges for Israel. We don't owe them no special favors. We should pray for them with the struggling and the nation and the killing that's happening, yes. But also the Palestinians as well. We need to pray for them. We need to pray for all of them to be saved. Those Jews in Israel and the Palestinians and Hamas. That's what the church is supposed to be doing. Don't just pick out Israel. We need to pray for the world that's suffering under grace. God bless you all. Body of Christ, real talk. I hope you get what I'm saying now. Do I have to keep saying that? There's no favorite nation today. There's just a favorite church spiritually, which is us, the body of Christ, the church today. Okay. God bless you. Peace out. Love you all.
Your home is more than the sum of its parts, and creating a truly extraordinary space is about more than picking the perfect products. That's why the experts at Ferguson Bath, Kitchen, and Lighting Gallery are here to help you throughout the entire process to create a home that's as unique as you are. Bring your vision to us.
Schedule your showroom consultation and see more from brands like DXV at build.com/Ferguson.